Happy holidays. Let's start with the Sakura Vandanam. Om Nityanana Paramasagadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvaditam Dadana Sajusham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarihitam Sakuram Tam Namami. Om Nityanana Paramashivoham. Om Nityanana Paramashivoham. Om Nityanana Paramashivoham. Be a lover every moment. Encounter any situation in life with deep love. Soon you will become pure love. Whether it is a person or your work or a passerby or God or anything, just encounter it with deep love for love's sake. If you are a painter, just be completely in love with painting. If you are a dancer, be completely in love with dancing. If you are working with your computer, treat it with utmost love and become lost in it. Just be completely sincere and completely in love every moment. If you are painting and at the same time thinking about which gallery to put up the painting in or how much to sell it for, then be very clear you are not lost in love. You are in love only with some particular thing, which is money in this case. If you are dancing while calculating what you will get once you finish the dance, then be very clear you are not lost in love. You create more and more bondage by doing this. Even when a master happens in your life, you do the same thing to him. Real love keeps you in the moment. I tell you, I am showing you the moon by pointing at it with my finger. If you look at the moon, you will experience what I experience. Instead, if you cling to my finger, you will neither see the moon nor will you relax. If you become lost in every moment, you become love. Then, when you work with the utmost focus because you are in deep love with it. This way, your very life becomes a deep meditative love. Then you start feeling, relaxing, and respecting everything as a living being just as you are. You even start feeling the other person's thoughts. You start responding and relaxing to the other person without him or her opening up to you. You feel the cosmos as a translucent, ever-living presence. You have tremendous intelligence. You know exactly how to connect to things. Such is the power of love. Real love keeps you in the moment. It gives you tremendous awareness. That is why it is so powerful. Nothing is as intense as being in the moment. Love is experiencing life moment to moment in its totality, and it's not about two persons or any object. It is just love for love's sake. That's all. If you get a glimpse of real love experienced in the moment, you can nurture it within you and make it grow to fill your whole being and life. That spark is enough. Then you become a wonderful creator because love energy is also creative energy. That is why poets express such creativity. They lose themselves in love and become blissful creators. Out of the freshness of the moment, the creativity happens. The Sufi mystic Jalaluddin Rumi says, wherever you are, whatever your condition is, always try to be a lover. The whole of existence is in deep romance with itself. You are part of it, so it is your nature to be a lover every moment. Only by being that can you experience the real fulfillment in your original nature. Love yourself first. The big problem today is that most people don't love themselves. Society never teaches that it is possible to love ourselves. Understand that unless you love yourself, you cannot possibly love another person. Only when you lose yourself to yourself can you lose yourself to others. We are taught that we can only love even ourselves if we have a reason. If we perform well, we love ourselves. If we fail, we hate ourselves. We apply the same logic to others. We love them only because of something, never without a cause or a reason. When you don't love yourself, you become cynical and negative towards life. When you were alone in your mother's womb, you were completely loving and blissful. In your aloneness in the womb, you experienced your loving self. That is why you will see that you assume the fetal posture whenever you lie down with insecurity. Blissful aloneness in your original nature. Once you come Once you came into the world, society conditioned you to believe that you needed people and television to be loving and happy. It never nurtured your original quality. Your original quality is blissful aloneness. If you get back in touch with that, you will settle down and feel peaceful and relaxed within yourself. For a few minutes every day, just sit by yourself and feel overflowing love towards yourself. Feel what a wonderful being you are. Feel how much you have taken yourself for granted. Feel yourself as part of existence and love yourself for it. Melt with the feeling of love for yourself. If you practice this every day, you will see that where you were once hard and self-centered, now you become soft and loving. When you don't love yourself, you become cynical and negative towards life. When you deeply settle down within yourself with peace and love, bliss will explode in you. When your nerves are clean, when your nervous system is clean by peace, bliss will explode. You will start expressing the same bliss that is expressed in the Master's body language. Then when people love you, you don't feel guilty or unworthy, because just as they love you, you love yourself too. You become ready to receive love from others. Usually when others show love to you, you feel guilty or unworthy because you don't feel you are worth being loved. Once you settle within yourself with deep love, you will receive others' love with joy. Love existence and feeling it loving you. Existence is not a thing, it is a living energy being. Every single tree, every single stalk of plant responds to your love and hate, your every thought. Cleve Baxter, a polygraph expert, has conducted several experiments to examine the response of plants to human emotions and thoughts. He discovered that plants would respond to human thought in a way similar how a human being would respond. A simple thought by a person about burning the leaves of the plant would register erratic movement in the polygraph recording of the plant. Baxter called this response primary perception, the ability of plant, animal, and human selves to perceive and respond to any thought. On one occasion, Baxter recorded graphs that registered a flat line that suggested that plants were in a state of shock. He asked the owner of the plant if he had done anything to hurt the plant. The lady told him, "I roasted a few of its leaves to get their dry weight." When you start loving existence, it begins responding to you in beautiful ways. You start rising above all the differences around you. Differences between people, situation, emotions, between anything and anything. Everything merges into unity, and that is the truth. Everything is part of one whole, and love is the only thing that can make you realize this truth. In India, there is a tradition of spiritual wandering where people walk by foot the length and breadth of the country, visiting many temples and pilgrim centers. I used to wonder how they were able to do that, especially going through forests, sleeping with wild animals, and begging for food. The secret is that they start feeling connected with nature so completely that nature protects them beautifully. Whether it rains or shines, the animals and trees, everything takes care of them. Even though this may be logically difficult to understand, it is the truth. If you begin to live with a little respect and love for existence and all its creations, you will be able to recognize these things happening in your own life as well. Nature will simply reciprocate your love in many beautiful ways. Love is a different form of respect. Very often, love is confused with respect from a young age. Children are brought up to always show respect but never to show love. You can hear people teach the children, "You should respect your elders." You will hardly hear, "You should love your elders." This is the problem. Respect sows the first guilt in you that you are something inferior. It makes you feel separate from the other person to whom you show respect. On the other hand, love sows the seeds of joy and unity in you. It makes you feel connected with the other person and with everything in existence. With respect, there is fear. With love, there's authentic respect as well as the scope for deep understanding to happen. With respect alone, not much understanding is possible. With love, there is a possibility for tremendous understanding and transformation to happen. Love, by its very nature, is transforming. It softens and melts you. The scholar Professor Nicholson composed a Sufi verse on love. Love, love alone can kill what seems dead. The frozen snake of passion, love alone, by tearful prayer and fury longing fed, reveals a knowledge schools have never known. Any stone heart can be melted with love. Only love can melt your hardness. Only love can keep you porous. Respect creates difference between you and the other. Love bridges the distance between you and the other. Only because people themselves have not experienced love, they give respect as the rule for acceptable behavior. Respect is easier, but not real love. Love might be difficult only because not many know how to go about it, but it is real. With love, respect is automatic and authentic. With pure respect, the appearance of love is forced and may never be authentic. Love is like the root of the tree, and all religions are like leaves or branches. Love is the root of all religion. Love is the original religion. It is the root of all spirituality. All other religions are offshoots. Love is like the root of the tree, and all religions are like the leaves or branches. Even the greatest religions are only big branches compared to the religion of love. Love has no temple or scripture. It is like the roots that lie beneath the ground but provide the nourishment for life. Without it, the whole tree dies. Through love, many branches and leaves are created. But what do? We cling to the branches and leaves instead of clinging to the root. When we cling to the root, we get the direct nourishment. When we cling to the branches, we enjoy only one dimension of the nourishment. When you become more loving, you will enter the invisible temple of love. Love is the secret of all religions. There can be no logic about God. There can only be love. Tree roots contain the information about all the trees in the world. Just like a dewdrop contains information, all the oceans in the world. If we understand the structure of a drop of water, we will understand everything about the oceans on earth. We will understand the compound called water itself. Water anywhere cannot be anything other than the chemical composition. That composition is ingrained in the smallest particle, and that is the dewdrop. In the same way, man is an atom of love, and love is nothing but the quality of existence. If love is known, the whole of existence can be experienced. Understand that the composition of man is not physical, chemical, nor psychological. It is spiritual. Nobody can teach us what it is. We must experience it on our own. All other knowledge is transferable: physical, chemical, scientific, psychological. All such knowledge is easily transferable. Only spiritual knowledge is not. It cannot be taught as such, but it can be experienced. A small story. One day a master asked his disciples how they could tell when the night had ended and the day had begun. One of them said, when you can look in the distance and tell whether the animal is a cow or a horse. The master said, no. Another disciple said, when you can look at the tree in the distance and tell if it is a pine tree or mango tree. The master again said, no. Then asked the master, then what is it, They asked the master, then what is it, master? The master replied, when you can look into the face of any man and recognize your brother in him. When you can look into the face of any woman and recognize your sister in her. If you cannot do this, then no matter what time of day it is still only nighttime. The master can give a few hints, little hints here and there, Then we must find our own way carefully, cautiously. Love is just a hint, but if we follow love slowly, very slowly, we will be surprised that God becomes more and more of a reality. He is no longer just a thought, no longer simply an idea, but something that we can feel. The deeper we go into love, the closer we come to the feeling. The day we dissolve into love, we merge with unity. Love is the secret of all religions. In spite of this, people are lost in logic and theology. Theology is as far away from religion as anything can be. There can be no logic about God. There can be no love. There can only be love, or there can be only love. God is in poetry. He is in music and in dance, but never in logic. God is not an idea that can be arrived at through logical processes. He is an interior experience, so deeply interior that one must go there absolutely alone to discover it. From time immemorial, the conclusion of many mystics has been that matter is glued together with love. An invisible force keeps atoms and molecules together. They do not fall apart because of this invisible force. Science has yet to discover this ultimate energy. It is detected as a few of its manifestations, such as gravitation and electricity, but these are only gross manifestations. The day that science discovers love will be the day when religion and science will commune with each other in the same language. For now, just rejoice because love is possible. Be joyful that love is your inner potential. You can rise to the ultimate heights with love. Nothing is impossible with love because love can transform itself into God. Three types of love and their integration. Nothing is impossible with love because love can transform itself into God. Many people confuse lust with love. This is one of the greatest tragedies. The person who thinks lust is love remains confined in the physical plane. He never rises higher than that. He has no idea that there is a higher plane. He remains in the basement of his house. Sex is the basement. It is not the place to live in. You can use it for other purposes, but it can't be your home. Your home is above it. Man has three planes of being, which are animal, human, and divine. First is the plane of lust, which is the animal plane. It is a crude form of love. It is not that love is not present there. Love is mixed or polluted by gross greed and desire. That's all. As our being becomes more refined, we enter the second plane, ordinary human love. Human love has traces of possessiveness and jealousy. Since human love is grounded in greater understanding than animal love, one does not simply use the other person for his or her own gain. Human love is capable of seeing the other as an end unto itself. If the object of love is removed, then the whole world becomes the object. The third type of love is divine love. It is love in its highest form, almost like a prayer. There is no possessiveness, there is nothing earthly in it. It becomes an invisible but powerful force. This is when love becomes prayer and we feel restful contentment for the first time. I say restful because the other two types of love keep reaching for more or keep missing something. There is no restfulness in them. When the third type of love happens, even sex becomes a deep and divine act beyond mere physical pleasure. In India, people consider the place where three rivers meet to be sacred. It is a metaphor because man is a meeting place of three forces: physical, psychological, and spiritual. When these three forces really meet, there is great joy and bliss. Ordinarily, we live in compartments. Our body lives in one compartment, our mind lives in another, and our soul lives in a third compartment. The body is unaware of the mind is unaware of the body, the soul is not known to the mind, the body is oblivious of the soul. They're all together, but they don't know each other. The first step of meditation is to bring them closer together, to introduce them to each other, and link them in a deep friendship that so that a merger becomes possible. When all three dimensions merge into one point, the fourth dimension is born. Out of the meeting of the three, the fourth is born. That fourth is God or existence or divinity or whatever you wish to call it. The whole work of spirituality is to create an alchemy in which the body melts into the mind melts into the soul melts into the mind, and the mind melts into the body. By and by, slowly, very slowly, they become integrated phenomenon. Love is the outcome of it. Enter into causeless love. People tell me they feel such exuding love towards me. I always tell them, use that flowing love as a gateway to jump towards the whole of humanity. The love towards the master is like food. If you digest it, you become energetic and you radiate the same love in your life. Buddha says, I live in the commune. He means don't direct your attention towards me. Direct your attention towards the whole world. If the object of love is removed, then the whole world becomes the object. Then you will never enter into suffering. The first thing we need to understand is that relationships can happen causelessly without any reason. Only then will we understand that the experience of love is much more important than the object of love. You must have at least one relationship in your life that exists for no reason. If you don't have such a relationship, be very clear. Even if you have money, deep down you are still poor. From today onwards, start relating with someone for no reason. There should be no monetary or physical benefit from the relationship. If you experience causeless love once, after that, if the money is shared, if the body is shared, it is okay. The quality is totally different. I am not against money or against marriage. I am not against the physical relationship, but if it becomes the center of your life, you are missing something very important. That is what I want to convey here. You miss a major dimension of energy center of your being. I am reminded of a small story. There was a blind girl who hated herself because she was blind. She hated everyone except her boyfriend. The girl told her boyfriend that if she could only see the world, she would marry him. A few days later, her doctor told her that someone donated a pair of eyes to her. She underwent the surgery and she opened her eyes to see everything, including her boyfriend. Her boyfriend asked, now that you can see, will you marry me? The girl was shocked when she saw that her boyfriend was blind. She said, I'm sorry, but I can't marry you because you are blind. Her boyfriend walked away sadly and he told her just one thing. Just take care of my eyes, dear. You should not have any benefit from the relationship. Only then you will understand the word love. That is why it is said that you have to create your being. You have to awaken the center of love in you. You should have at least one relationship in your life from which you do not expect anything beyond just the relationship. You should develop one relationship in which you do not receive any utility from that relationship, be it monetary or physical comfort or name and fame. Have at least one relationship. It could even be with a tree or the moon or the sun. The criterion is that you should not have any benefit from the relationship. Only then you will understand the word love. Only then the love center in you will be awakened. I always tell people, do some work for half an hour every day that does not bring you money or name and fame. Just for half an hour, go to some temple or church, clean and sweep the floor, offer some service. Don't plan to become a committee member to that place. Don't think that it will fetch you good credit and a place in heaven. No, don't look any further than the work for half an hour. Initially, you might think this half an hour is a waste of time. After a few days, you will realize that only in that half an hour you are really alive. Only for that half an hour you are not driven by fear or greed. You smile at people around you without any calculation. You feel strangely sincere in a way that you never felt before. If you observe yourself At other times, you will see that you even smile only after some mental calculation. Even before laughing, you will see if the person next to you, based on that, you decide how many inches to open your mouth, how polite you should be, how you should project yourself to overcome these conditionings. Just for half an hour, try this technique that does not bring you money, that does not bring you name and fame, that does not give you any social position, that does not give you anything in return. Then you will understand what I mean by the words causeless relationship. You will see that soon only that half an hour becomes the real life for you. As of now, every action of yours is driven by fear and greed. You are fueled by fear and greed. That's why you feel lonely and tired. If you try this technique, you will suddenly feel that your body and mind start functioning without the need for fear and greed. Once you learn this simple knack of how to move your body without fear and greed, be very clear, you can enter into love. You learn how to tap into the energy of love. You learn how to run your life on the beautiful energy of love. Only then will you know what is meant by the word love. A new center will be awakened in you. A new energy will start radiating in you. Then you will understand how loving and causeless relationships are possible. So, in that last portion about causeless relationships, for the spiritual base jumpers like myself who are brave enough to just jump, drop money, drop everything, and live from that space of full upfront disclosure of what you are doing and see what happens, and just be fearlessly. Fearlessly, just be. And your life will unfold with relationships that are the right ones for your vibration. Now, I know this works because I've been living this way the last 8 years of my life. Willing to start from that pure space of love only. Causeless relationships. The relationships that are there are only there because of mutual honor, respect, and love. And it's a very interesting journey doing that. Now, not just only that, but I do live to the best of my ability, right? The sannyasi, or the Hindu lifestyle. Satya, which is truth. Ahimsa, which is nonviolence. Asteya, which is no coveting. I don't covet anything, just straight. Aparigraha, with minimal things. I don't collect things. And I only live on food donation, not for trade. As well as the only time I'll ask for things is when I need them. And so I'll for those who are blessing me or whatnot will bless me. And brahmacharya, which is celibacy. But celibacy is only 1% of brahmacharya. It's about integrity, full integrity, like Atma Bhakti. So, Atma Bhakti is that devotion to who you truly are. And that gets burnt and tested and whatnot by Guru. And so the Guru's job is only to start with the Guru Bhakti, but ultimately become Atma Bhakti. So in that commitment of seeking, no matter how it goes, doesn't matter how it goes, because it's about the truth and what one finds, or what reality starts appearing into the living manifested of my reality, right? So I do recommend it, but again, that's me to those who I initiate, and those who I initiate are or the ones who stick around, right? Because I'm not trying to build an organization. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm just like, no, we all have the birthright to have our own lineage, which is our own family. And I'm not trying to do any of that. It's more because of who I am and what I do, and from where I operate. It's empowering with independence, and independent of self is true mother worship. I want to share a video. Hopefully I can find it. A video that I did. Wow, interesting. So these are for those who I initiate, because when I initiate, I recommend to roll your breakfast, and I don't impose any other lifestyle alterations, if you will, for power manifestation, because it's a birthright. So let me... Thank you for your patience and understanding. So for me, my Kula Guru is Nichiren Daishonin, and I'm just as ferocious as he is, shamelessly, because that's my Kula Guru, right? And the Guru I choose to follow now, or like, I never thought of it as gurus, and I wasn't really looking for gurus, but with Swamiji and the way that he is presenting, as well as growing up Buddhist, I acknowledge and accept that Buddhism is an offshoot of Hinduism. Just like I'm learning about, I never know about Zionism, and I'm learning about that from Dr. Shiva, who is running for president, but to me, he's another guru, that like a fatherly figure who is giving the straight truth and being like, look, baby, you need to, right? And so when I'm realizing, because I've been looking and meditating, and that's why I make the graphics that I do, but looking at around that this is a global neighborhood, you're just a neighbor, right? And if in the neighborhood everybody has the same toys, that's boring. I'd rather have, very diverse consciousness diversity, and respect that, and celebrate it. Not just respect it, it's celebrate it. So wait here. And I grasp, because of the vibrational frequency I'm at, not anybody, and I'm not looking for anybody, right, can express that level of liberation. And because there are supremacists, so Zionism is about supremacy. No, that there is no supremacy. That's ego. But here we go. Okay, so this video is out to all my Kundalini babies. Okay, so from my Kula Guru, what I understood, okay? What I understood, ego peak, we're all eagles. And we're there learning how to flap our wings to fly. Right? The spiritual flapping the wings, right? Flap your wings, flap your wings. And then at one point, some of the babies will just simply lift themselves out of the nest that is on the cliff. On a cliff. And they, strong enough, flap their wings, flap their wings, flap their wings, and they just lift up and start flying. Some of the babies are like that. Now, some of the babies, they flap their wings, flap their wings, flap their wings. They're lifting, but they don't like go up and start flying. Okay? And some of the babies, they flap their wings, flap their wings, flap their wings. Nothing happening. So the mama ego is there like, no, this is how you flap your wings. You just flap your wings. Flap your wings, flap your wings. Go on, flap your wings. Right? Roll your breakfast. Flap those wings, roll your breakfast. So the ones that kind of lift up and come back down, lift up, come back down, she confidently punts him or her off the nest, yelling at him while he's falling down. Flap your wings! And then they fly. Sometimes you need that, right? Some of those babies. Kind of similarly with the ones teaching how to swim the old school, right? Throw in the water. Swim! Now, of course, you're going to pick them up if they're going, or panic or whatever, right? And that trust, absolute trust to learn the skills of life, to celebrate life, to enjoy life, right? So yeah, that's the kind of Kula Guru I grew up with, from my understanding in the study that I've done. Kind of similarly, Swami's is the same way. Hardcore, pretty hardcore. So, yeah, make sure you roll your breakfast down. Roll your breakfast so you can upgrade this meat soup. This meat soup, you see this meat soup? This meat soup with the sparks of Mahadeva. The sparks of life, the sparks from where the Kundalini, where the life, the Big Bang, that life from that source of life just opens up and blesses you to be excited, to be blissful, to be in that celebrative mode of life. So yeah, make sure you roll your breakfast. You'll notice a big difference in everything when you roll your breakfast. Aloha. Nete Nana. Love you.
Hello, I'm Patrick Stewart.
So we're going to enter into power manifestation now. If you have a fruit, please bring your fruit. We're going to be sitting in restful awareness. Put your Ishtadevata Amakua, Creator God, in your third eye or visualization. A prayer wish in your heart. Place the fruit on your flat palm like I have pictured there. Here we go.
As Paramashiva, inhale and exhale deeply with 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. Visualize, meditate, connect with him. He is a living, alive being. Drop a form into his form and dissolve. Remember, you are a Sarupya Mukta, means you are formed Ananda Paramashiva. नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ 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 नित्यानन्द Your fears, incompletions, insecurities, nothing is needed for you to exist. Paramashiva alone is enough for you to live absolutely, blissfully, celebrating, fulfilled, complete, intensely. Mahadeva. ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् 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 ॐ नित्यानन्द Shivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let our biology with microcosm. Let the microcosm we carry become one with Paramashiva's organism. Let Paramashiva's organism become one with our organism. Let oneness become living strategy, living experience of all of us. From the Mahadeva with intensely. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nityananda Paramashivoham.
So happy holidays. Yet another year of me. Gift of life. Celebrating it with me. Or just adventure. Only adventure. Pure adventures only, please. And if it's not cheek and belly aching funny, I'm not interested. Thank you very much. One of the dearest gifts my mom blesses me with continuously. My mom's 72 and she has cancer. But even till now, she's continuously not afraid to take classes and learn. Doesn't matter what it is. She just makes decisions and she goes and learns and connects with other people who share their mana'o or their knowledge or their what they contribute, what they chose to contribute or specialize and master in. And because of that continued from when I can remember. That's the best gift my mother gave me. And so I'm extending that to you as inspiration, that just because you are learning from others, it's about mutual respect. It has nothing to do with all this colonizers' propaganda of submission. It has nothing to do with that. And that's why I really enjoy the story of the argument between Brahma and Vishnu and all of that seeking. And it doesn't matter. You can continuously seek, whether going up or down, Paramashiva, in all dimensions. Cosmos is endless in its seeking and endless in the masters and expressions of those who choose to master what they choose to master, including myself. Right? I share all these different things, but what I choose to master is what I choose to master. And just celebrating life with all the different aspects, dimensions, knowledge can never. And it's really funny because I'm only now cognizing about what is Zionism, even though it's been all over the place. I've just been so protected, and even protecting myself, even from any way back. I cannot be bought. I cannot be coerced. I cannot, all of that, it's not possible for me. It gets very interesting. So I'm going to leave you with this. Karpuragauram karunavataram samsarasaram bhujagenaharam sada vasantam hidayaravinде bhavam bhavani saitam namami bhavam bhavani saitam namami bhavam bhavani saitam namami aratikam samarpayami to you aratikam samarpayami to me aratikam samarpayami to we. Only love exists. So we are all Paramashiva. We are all children of God. There is no elite race. There is no elite persons. We are all divinely unique, and Cosmos is an artist. And just like our fingerprints, no two people have the same fingerprints, and each one is that divine expression of the cosmos, God. No one has a right to tell you any different. And that is what it fundamentally is. The whole constructs. You're either a supremacist or you're an inclusiveness. Right? Happy holidays. That's my gift to you. Please wake up. Love you. Aloha. Nityanandam.